Hello. Welcome, friends, family, everyone else who might fall under that umbrella, to the Gamer Dad podcast. I'm your host, ShloobGoob, with my co-host,
AltimateAngelo.
And we talk about video games and other things, potentially dad things.
Potentially dad things.
Potentially.
A little bit of dad things slipped in there. We can
give you some life advice. A lot of dad jokes.
Absolutely.
But today we got a few different topics. Today we're going to be talking about fighting games, just in general, the FGC, stuff like that, things we enjoy about the genre of gaming. We're going to talk about the DRM situation with Jedi Survivor. Ooh. And we're also, in that vein, going to talk about games not releasing finished because Redfall and Jedi Survivor have a very similar problem, and a lot of people are mad about it. And then we're also going to talk about games from the past to now, with the PS1, GameCube, and Xbox original era being our first talking point. And then we're also going to talk about the Xbox 360 generation, specifically for the fact that the Xbox 360 Indie Arcade kind of paved the way for modern-day consoles to have indies on them and really push that drive for indies to be on modern-day gaming platforms. And then that's all we have for the slate. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the topics today. And I think we'll dive into our first topic. Let's go ahead and talk about fighting games. There's a lot coming out. I mean, we have Street Fighter 6. We have Tekken 7. Before we dive deep into it, I do want to say, hopefully the audio for this specific episode is a lot better. I've been messing with it today. I've tried to mess with it, earlier in the week, and it's been rough. I know we missed last week's episode, so this is episode 3. Hopefully everything's good. Please leave a comment and tell me how dumb I am if I mess this audio up, so I can know.
Yeah, we've been trying everything under the sun to kind of get it right and balanced.
Look, I'm not an audio guy. I don't know this. I'm just a dude who does this for fun. So
he's just a dude. She's just a girl.
Can I make it any more obvious?
I mean, just two dads trying to get it right. So, please, if you have any suggestions or anything of the sort, let us know.
Oh, sorry. Okay. What was that? God, this podcast is. Whew.
What the hell happened?
I got text. Sorry.
Okay.
Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. They're coming out. I mean, what else is... There's another fighting game that's pretty high profile that I heard was coming out, too.
Let's see.
For fighting games, high profile.
Yeah.
Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Yeah.
That's another game coming out.
That's another game coming out eventually. There's a lot of games getting, kind of the remix treatment a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Grand Blue was on Switch now, right?
Yeah, Grand Blue is on Switch.
So is DNF.
DNF is on Switch. Grand Blue's getting the big old updates, with system changes and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just FGC right now is kind of popping off. The League of Legends fighting game is another one that's
I haven't heard anything about
been getting updates.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah,
is it looking good?
They're giving a couple updates. Yeah, it's looking pretty great. Okay. Looking smooth, looking slick.
I'm not a League player. I have a buddy who streams League.
Yeah.
I'm not a League player. I play Valorant. That's about as close as I get to League.
I'm nowhere near a League player, at all. Never touched even the genre.
You don't have a PC to play it like that, so I can understand.
But free to play. They have announced it'll be free to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Kind
of under the whole shtick, kind of like Killer Instinct was with their free to play stuff. So. Yeah, fighting games are kind of popping off right now.
Yeah, no, they really are. I mean, God, the Budokai Tenkaichi 4 announcement earlier this year alone was massive. It blew so much out of the water.
I mean, because, look, there hasn't been a Budokai Tenkaichi game as they're advertising it as a direct successor to 3.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a new game in 16, 17 years. Mm-hmm. So it's been a fat minute since we've had a Budokai.
I mean, God, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was Wii era, wasn't it? That was 2007.
Yeah, it was Wii, PlayStation 2, and I think Xbox 360, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah.
Regardless, that's crazy that we're finally getting to a point now where we can play Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the age of the return of games that we used to play as kids.
Of course, I mean, like it's the age of not only remakes as well.
Yeah.
But if they keep on, I want to see as a result of bringing back older IPs or at least stylized IPs in this way. I hope it'll be a revival of those kind of long forgotten IPs and style of games.
For sure. Like there's a lot of games I think I would enjoy seeing a new entry into. But I mean I think the bigger topic in the room is, besides Budokai Tenkaichi 4, I mean Street Fighter 6. Have you played the demo for it?
I have played Street Fighter 6 demo.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I will say though, I haven't played Street Fighter like that, so I don't know the lore. I don't know who Luke is. I don't know what his connection to any of the characters are.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like a fucking New Jersey frat boy who just kind of got thrown into the mix.
Luke is new. He actually came into the series as the final character added to Street Fighter V. And they advertised him even then as the future of Street Fighter. I think he's kind of the newer segue for the direction they're wanting to go in.
Okay.
Kind of leading the charge for the new generation of fighting game players to be introduced into a fresh world of Street Fighter.
Okay.
Which it definitely feels like it.
I will say he the way he walks and just his thighs, the man is thick.
The man is thick. He has thick thighs and thick forearms. He is
like the man is built like a brick house.
He is outlandish. But I love Luke, actually. I do. Like, Street Fighter V Luke was... It was kind of clear that Capcom didn't really know exactly what they were wanting to do with the character.
Right.
Just yet. Mm-hmm. But the fresh approach that they have done with him now, it's like, oh yeah, this is a character that, like... I think Maximilian Dude actually kind of put it best. It's like, he's the new face of Street Fighter for this generation, but instead of being like... oh, fuck the old, like, out with the old, in with the new, he's just happy to be here. And that, that makes his character that much more endearing to me.
I mean, I played the demo for, like, the World Tour.
Yeah.
The Create Your Character mode.
Mm-hmm.
And that was interesting, the fact that, like, one, the character creator is insane.
It is dense as hell. Like, holy shit.
Like, it's ridiculous in the fact that, like, it's almost as detailed as like a FromSoft fucking.
I think it's even more detailed than FromSoft character creator. Honestly, like it is ridiculous.
It's very. Heavy.
It is very heavy, and like one thing I was personally excited about is actually had like a good handful of black hairstyles. Not a lot of character creators have that.
True.
Like no, like I mean I know it might not be that big of a deal.
No,
but
it was design your character to be what you want them to be.
I was actually super shocked at the amount of black hairstyles that they had included. I mean, I have longer dreads for anybody curious, and they definitely had that style there. And I was like, holy shit, I could be me, for real. So it was great to see that,
just like me, for real.
And I spent a long time in character creator, like kind of like depicting myself. But
there's just so much to do, and I mean, like I said, no worries about like the whole hairstyling, because I mean it's important. You want to be able to like the point of character creator is to make not only the character that you want to make, but like something that you can represent yourself with, and I mean that is important.
Yeah. And but no, the character creator is fantastic. Like I said, I spent a lot of time not only that, but like just kind of messing around with it in general. Because I mean, I have the I'm easy to laugh, and so
I mean, no,
sliding the side slider on the cheeks all the way up so I can be as cheeked up as possible.
You can make your character have a short torso but long legs.
But long legs.
And it reminds me of my boy. He always quotes average size long legs. And I'm like, no.
Like, I think at one point, just fucking around with it, I had my guy with like the skinniest torso, but the tallest length. And then like the shortest legs and the shortest shoulders possible.
Bro, it's
so he
amazing.
He looked like a slinky that grew legs, and I was laughing at that for 5 minutes. It was bad.
I can only imagine the kinds of characters people are gonna make.
Oh my god!
Like,
let me just say, Street Fighter V not only has
Waluigi Day 1 will be made.
while having one of the greatest character creators I have ever seen in a video game, will definitely be the most cursed online environment.
Well, have they confirmed whether we can use our created characters online?
You can. Only in the Battle Hub lobby. But you can make your character creator's moveset and just have, like, for fun games in the middle of the lobby.
That's cool.
Playing with your created
That's
character.
cool. I like that. Okay, yeah. I'm down for that.
Definitely won't be for the week. If you go online, you're going to see some shit.
Oh,
You are.
Oh, man.
You're going to see more freaks than Florida, okay? So just be prepared.
I can only imagine the type of shit that, like, again, people are going to make the most cursed shit.
Most cursed and heinous.
Day 1 Waluigi, there's going to be somebody who's going to find a way to make their character have the biggest fucking chest on the planet.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's going to be great.
How do you feel about the rival character in Street Fighter's creative character story mode? The fucking Bach or whatever.
Yeah, like Bosch or Bach or something. So it was kind of like a weird curveball because, like, he shows up in that cutscene in the initial cutscene. And you're like, oh, this guy's just an ass. Yeah. And then you leave the training gym with Luke. And then you two are just kind of hanging out. And then it's just like...
Yeah.
I thought you were animalistic to me. What's going on
Animalistic?
Here? Yeah, because he was fucking feral in the gym.
Okay.
And then you go outside and he's just like, wanna go get coffee? And it's like, bro.
Look, man. If anything, it holds true in the internet, it's that apparently men can beat the shit out of each other, and then 5 seconds later, they can be the most vibiest friends on the planet.
Oh man, you have no idea. So, I mean, like, accurate to life. I can live by example that there are plenty of friends who I have either had some very choice words with, or some physical altercation.
You beefed with them hard.
Yeah, and then the next day I'm just like, "What's up, fucker?" And he's like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
You want to kick it? It's like, you know,
I feel like friends can tell each other things that, like, they don't necessarily, like, enjoy hearing or want to hear, and if you can tell that to somebody and you're still friends afterwards, I feel like that's good.
I mean, first and foremost, you're not a good friend unless you tell your friends that just shows that you care.
Yeah.
Even if it's something, you know, like you said, not necessarily what they want to hear, or even going against something that they're just kind of being a little outlandish and out of pocket for.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs that type of person that can just kind of ring them in a little bit, keep them a little bit.
Listen,
in check.
fuckstick.
Yeah. Right now, you're being a pants ass. You need to cool it.
I will literally destroy you.
But anyway, back to the fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Street Fighter 6 looking great. A lot of great things also happening in the Tekken 8 scene.
Yeah.
They are changing a lot on Tekken. I've dabbled into Tekken 3, dabbled into Tekken Tag 2, a little bit of Tekken 7.
Yeah.
Never really owned a Tekken myself.
Really?
It was usually just family that owned it, and I would play along with them.
I played a lot of Tekken 5.
Yeah.
That was one I had on PS2.
Gotcha.
But I like, when it comes to Tekken, my experience is like, I had 3. I played a lot of 5. My boy Eddie Gordo. Oh god. Yeah. My boy Eddie Gordo is my boy. I love Eddie Gordo.
He's great.
Yeah, I have experience with Tekken. I haven't played the newer ones just because it's expensive to buy billions of games today.
Yeah. No shitting, dude.
But I do think it's cool to see what they're doing with Tekken. Like, what's his name? That one guy. He got added as DLC, but he was like a martial artist master.
Oh, Leroy Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that dude, he had such a fucking cool design. Like, I loved everything about his entrance trailer.
Oh, yeah.
His character.
I am so happy they brought him back like that.
Is he coming back? I was actually gonna ask.
Yeah, no.
I haven't kept up with it.
Because I figured he would be a mainstay, but sometimes a lot of companies...
Is the one dude who's like Rashid from Street Fighter, I forget what his name is.
Shit. I know who you're trying to talk about. But again, I'm like semi-versed into Tekken. Not really too terribly down and dirty with it, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I thought, because also a lot of times, companies, especially fighting game companies, when it comes to characters that either make a big impact or fan favorites or all that type of stuff, they're usually like, oh, we're going to DLC that shit. Because we know it's going to sell. But no, I'm glad they brought him back in base roster. That was a really cool decision on their part.
Yeah, I think he was a cool character. I know that like a lot of the staples are coming back. Jin's mom.
Yeah, Jin's mom
Jun
is actually
Kazama.
in a canon Tekken game since I think like Tekken 2.
Tag Tournament was her last appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
where she was the villain.
Yeah,
and she was possessed by an evil wolf demon.
Yeah, but that is like
so
Tekken is heavy.
Is the theory that Jun's gonna come back and redeem Kazuya so that he like doesn't be evil?
I don't know. That's what she wants to do, I suppose.
Yeah,
she's still wanting to save his soul, but I don't know if we can redeem Kazuya.
I mean, Kazuya Mishima. I mean, when you have a dad like Heihachi, I mean, can you really be redeemed?
No, I mean, half of it wasn't Kazuya's fault. I'll say that.
No, yeah, I mean, the Mishima family is freaking ridiculous.
Wild. Definitely one of the most wild family trees in gaming.
Like, I mean, Jinpachi, like, so, like, my question is, so, like, Heihachi can fight demons. Mm-hmm. Like, is his family like a line of demon slayers or something? Or are they just those guys?
They're just those guys. Like, they got that dog in them, you know what I mean? Like, they just...
That's just them.
Yeah,
they are them.
They are them.
Bro.
And like, it's crazy. Cause so
they be throwing out laser beams and shit, and Heihachi just like, bitch, get that shit off me.
Yeah, no, and his wife Kazumi, that Kazuya's mom, was the descendant of demon territory and all that shit. I don't know why I say demon territory, but and I'd like to say,
did Heihachi know that?
He didn't know until the night that he killed her. Sorry, the look on your face. I
mean,
little bit of
shitty way to
spoiler,
find. That's a shitty way to find out that your wife is a fucking demon.
Yeah. So, and I don't even know. It's still kind of unclear what exactly was going on with that night, because it didn't necessarily seem like she wanted to like pop off and lose control like that. But he's like he had to defend himself and defend the family, because he was like, you're gonna be a danger to our boy. So, and then after that night when he found out that she was a demon, that's when he himself was like, oh shit, Kazuya might be a demon too. So let me go find out if he is. So then, as any good father would, he threw his son off a cliff.
I know that meme.
Yeah. So
he's just like he just walks up.
Yeah, just
fucking like rotates him off his wrist.
Bye, bitch. So yeah, no. For anybody who's not too into Tekken, the lore is wild. Even if just for that, go out and look into it. It's entertaining as fuck. Yeah, in my opinion. But it does.
Like the Guilty Gear fucking lore, bro.
It does get crazy. Oh nah, ain't nothing like the Guilty Gear lore. Guilty Gear, in and of itself, is its own entity when it comes to lore and creativeness and all of those things. It's just not something to be remotely rivaled with. Yeah. Guilty Gear is a series. I mean,
my favorite
near
thing
and dear,
is in the story. Kai is like he's gonna go fight what's her name, and they're like, oh, she's all powerful, and he's like, only all powerful.
Bro.
I'm like, Kai, you are not him.
Bro, I always thought Kai was a twink, but he is him in those 8 seconds with that one sentence. I was like, we were all fools.
Yes, sir. I'd like to take raw lines for 500.
We were blinded by beauty. That guy is him.
Bro, that shit's ridiculous.
Alright, let's
So so Street Fighter, you excited?
Yeah. Absolutely excited for Street Fighter. Tekken looks great. They're changing up the mechanics of Tekken, making it a lot more aggressive. Less fussy based, more combo based. Tekken is about to be ridiculous. That's kind of the approach that I've actually seen the last couple of fighting games release as of late kind of take, is that kind of that custom combo approach. They want to add a mechanic that gives you the ability to sauce. Like they like, cuz Street Fighter 6 with the drive gauge system, all the things you can do with that.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear with the rebalanced Roman cancel system.
Yeah.
Tekken with this heat system.
Yeah.
It's all meant for you to not only differentiate your own character from the way others play that character, but also give you options to do just the basic things that character can do. Completely come up with your own, shit. So, cool. and I like that approach, because one of my favorite things in gaming in general is simply options. Yeah. I'd rather have the option than not.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So this approach with...
Speaking of options, can I change this fucking control scheme?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
How do you do that?
Just go... Let's see. Where the hell is it, actually? Oh yeah, I think it's all down there. You can toggle a lot. I don't know if you can change the actual buttons.
Oh my god, because it'd be great, instead of square being fucking homing shot, trigger should be homing shot.
You think so?
Square should be boost and trigger should be homing shot. Because if I'm trying to boost, I want to be able to fucking boost and then do my dodges at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking claw finger it. It's fucking ridiculous.
It does take some getting used to. They changed up a lot of controls in this game simply because they added so much that he can do.
Yeah, and for reference, I'm playing Sonic Frontiers for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Which I'm so far thoroughly enjoying.
Good. You're playing the hardest cyberspace level to S rank.
Oh, is this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is, sadly. I wish all of them were as difficult as this one to S rank, but yeah, no, you gotta clock that bitch at a 55-second mark.
Oh wow.
But anyway.
So we obviously talked about Tekken and Street Fighter. So what about Smash? Anything Smash that you can think of lately, FGC wise?
There was this drama that I didn't look too much into as of late, because Smash had a really difficult year last year.
Oh yeah.
In terms of drama and happenings for actually the past 2 years, really. And I just got kind of boiled out. I was like, let me not delve too much into this community at this point, because man, it was getting rough out there.
Well, so I know the big drama last year was the VGBC Panda Global situation.
Mm-hmm.
Which, now learning more about it, I'm starting to think maybe VGBC was in the wrong, less than Panda Global. But and the reason for that apparently is people were saying, Nintendo's saying that their health and safety wasn't up to standard. Oh, it was all legalese. They were just doing it as a reason to get them out of things. From what I understand, they had no security at those events. No scanners, nothing. You could just walk in the building.
Really?
Yeah. So that the whole health and safety might have more credence than people were initially believing.
Yeah.
And people just didn't want to admit it because it's easier to blame big bad corporation than actually accept your faults.
Yeah. I mean, facts. But it was also just...
I mean, that's not to say that Nintendo isn't.
Yeah. Oh, Nintendo has been on some kind of villainous shit as of late. I don't know.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
I don't know if you've heard of the story of the guy that got out of prison.
Literally, his name was Bowser the Hacker.
Gary Bowser, I think.
Yeah, he got sent to prison, and then he had to pay upwards of.
They want him to pay $10 million.
He's gonna pay that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, they want him to pay $10 million back for all of the the cost and damages he has prevented Nintendo from acquiring him.
So, like, what damages are they talking about that he prevented them from obtaining? Like, what sales?
Yeah, that's the bigger part of it, and that's the actual correct question. What sales? Because for a company worth billions like Nintendo, $10 million is a fucking sneeze. It's a shit and a fart away.
Well, not only that. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
For a company that doesn't re-release anything, and I could fucking today download a ROM of Bomberman: The Second Attack, and somebody, if Nintendo fucking even got a whiff of that information, there'd be lawyers at my door telling me to DNC. I'm like, bitch. If you won't, it's not even your fucking game. First off, it's Hudson.
Yeah.
Second off, if you're not gonna re-release it on a modern platform, how the fuck else am I gonna play it? Because it's a $300 fucking 64 game.
Yeah.
Like you're out of your goddamn. You're not making money off of it. You're not making money off of it. You haven't re-released it. There's no incentive to buy it, and you're not getting the money from the resale. It's fucking ridiculous. And there are people out there like, oh, you don't pirate games. It's illegal, bitch. This makes me so livid because it's strictly Nintendo fans that do this shit. They're like, oh, but you can't, it's illegal, it's wrong. Yeah, you know what else was wrong? Seeing from Walmart, and I 100% endorse that shit. Fuck Walmart.
Fuck Walmart. Yeah, I'll tell you what's wrong, having to go out there, wanting to play your older games, just to probably look online, see if somebody's selling that shit, and it's like, boom, $600 for this fucking GameCube game. That you just wanted to relive your past on and play.
Not only, but there are games that Nintendo doesn't fucking release at all.
Yeah.
Mother 3, we still don't have an official port of Mother 3.
Yeah, even though fans have desperately been asking for years.
The only reason people can think is that Nintendo doesn't want to face the legal repercussions of the music, because a lot of it had musical references to, like, you know, Elvis and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we don't want to get sued. It's like, yeah, so then remake the music. Do something. Anything.
Yeah, remake the music, or, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with musical references.
It's not the first time Nintendo's gone back in a game and changed things.
Yeah, absolutely not. But, yeah, no. The whole thing with Gary Bowser and everybody's point is just, it's literally just the fact that Nintendo knows there is no way that this man will ever be capable of paying them $10 million. Yeah. It's literally kicking a guy while he's down, except for this man is actually in the grave.
Yeah.
They're digging up his corpse, tying it to the back of their truck, parading it through the streets while it's dragging and breaking apart the casket. His body falls out, so they buy him a new casket to continue to do so. It's really bad. It is really heinous and villainous shit. A little bit. It's a little psychotic in my opinion, but it's definitely
it's not the worst thing Nintendo's done.
No, it's not. And even more companies have done worse.
Oh my God, how do I kill this?
You're not. I don't think you have the ability to kill that thing just yet. You might have to run past that boy. But anyway, that. Fuck
them, dude.
Rest in peace, Gary Bowser, dog.
My man.
You're not the best guy, but you didn't deserve that shit.
Yeah. Oh, he's a criminal. He deserves everything. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Nah, man.
You commit crimes on a daily basis and you don't even fucking know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell, fucking, I pirated the Mario movie just the other day, shit.
Oh, you are. Don't die.
He said, don't take it.
I gotta cut that out.
Cut that out.
That's not even a joke.
Don't write that down.
No, literally,
anyway,
you will be fucking. Nintendo will show up at my door.
At my door.
They're like, so we heard somebody here pirated the Mario movie?
For legal reasons, I have to make that a joke.
For legal reasons, Nintendo.
My lawyer has advised me not to finish that statement.
My lawyer has advised me to not. That's it.
To not. That's it's like Googling how to make a bomb, but then including this is for school project purposes.
How to make TNT in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Yeah. FBI, please don't kill me.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Let's just say, though, I will finish off the whole fighting game topic by saying if you're not into fighting games, first of all, they are for everybody. Not only are they for everybody, they are becoming that much more accessible. Companies have been making leaps and strides to make understanding visually and physically what's going on in fighting games.
Right, of course.
Have been making accommodations for, button options, changing up controls.
Right.
Easier mechanic, and all of it. If you're interested, just go for it, because now is the time.
Yeah.
To certainly to join in the FGC and just get your hands on some fighting games and enjoy it with family and friends.
Yeah. As our Lord and Rabbi Bill Clinton said, kill your friends guilt-free.
Yeah, kill your friends guilt-free. But yeah, go out there and play some fighting games, because it's time. It's time. It's getting good.
So yeah. In the vein of Nintendo, actually, the DRM situation with Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
So you brought this to my attention.
I did.
Mutahar, some ordinary gamers, were big fans.
Absolutely love him.
He talked about how his grievances with Jedi Fallen Order. He bought the game and he played it on his Steam Deck, or he had 2 different PCs he played it on, and then he tried to boot it on his Steam Deck, and it locked him out of the game entirely. Is that what I remember? Yeah,
essentially, it's locked him out of the game because of the DRM that they have on the game is 2 computers, and because the system, I suppose, registers the Steam Deck as another computer.
Well, yeah, it's a computer.
He booted it up on the Steam Deck after playing on like 2 different computers that he owns, and the game has completely locked him out from booting the game and continue playing. After buying it, paying full price.
Yeah.
It should by all means be his own property that he can play whatever and wherever on whatever the fuck he pleases. The DRM system has completely prevented him from playing the game at all on anything.
Wow.
So, let's talk about it, because DRM more like NTR, because you're just sitting there getting fucked by a company over something that you love in front of your face.
Okay. So, it's the argument, do you own the things that you buy?
The answer should be fucking yes.
If I give money to purchase this product, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want with it.
Yeah.
Like, the fact, like, music is a big thing. Like, I hate about this shit.
Yeah.
Music is like, oh, you didn't stream, you streamed it on Spotify, or like, you fucking, like, if you so much as have a version of music that is not registered with fucking any main platform, they fucking lambast you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I downloaded the file. I paid for it legally. I have the CD. Why do you give a fuck where I use and play it at?
Yeah, you already used my money. Well, here's the thing, right? So, with the DRM system, supposedly it's put in place to protect from multi-usage, sharing, and piracy.
Yeah.
But all it really does is get in the fucking way of those who have bought the game,
or have multiple platforms,
or have multiple platforms, and want to use the thing that they have paid for and rightfully own now.
Yeah, like, what's the fucking point of making a purchase then? Like, honestly.
No, that was Mudhar's point. He's like a fucking person who pirated the game is playing the game right now. I'm not playing the game, and I bought the shit. Like,
it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, beautiful. Oh, God, I'm burping like a motherfucker.
You are very gassy.
I guess so. Our bottom line, we have to make sure that nobody pirates it because we can't make the money back. No, you know how you lose money on a fucking video game? You make shit like Forspoken. You make unplayable dog shit and try to sell it as this big fucking grand fucking spectacle of a video game experience. And it's fucking not. That's how you lose money on video games. 90% of the time when someone pirates a game, they pay for it if they like it. That's why they pirate, because they don't want to pay $70 for a fucking video game that they may not even fucking like. Especially given the current climate of video games where most developers half-ass everything, which is another topic we're about to go into.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to pay for shit either.
And then that argument about, like, you know, sharing with people, sharing a game with people, you know, that you have bought and owned and all that stuff, talking about losing out on money out of that. Listen, big companies.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but as gamers, we kind of don't have a lot of friends. We don't have that many people that we're gonna go out and just be like, hey, bro, borrow my copy of this shit.
It also just
like,
ignores completely the concept of, I am a parent. I have children
that as
who
well
are young who do not have their own fucking income.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for 4 copies.
Yeah, no, that too. But it's just like you're really not losing out on money if like 5 to 6 people share this is
the heated episode.
The same game that we have bought with our goddamn money. Like, it's just ridiculous.
It is.
It is a simple ridiculous. Every single person that plays your game has to be out of pocket for it.
Yeah.
Like, is that really the case? You're missing so sorely that little Timmy, who just wanted to check this video game out for a couple minutes, because God knows that once he eats dinner, he's going to forget the experience. He has to pay out of pocket to play your game for 5 minutes.
Bro, oh my God. I'm titling this This is the heated episode.
No, yeah, this
Big Mad the episode.
Big Mad the episode. Try not to send us into cardiac arrest, because this shit is ridiculous. And it's only getting worse.
It is.
The stranglehold that companies are putting on the consumers, us as gamers, is only getting worse.
Yeah, it's honestly anti-consumer. And any company or any government or person that like condones this shit, you're dumb.
Yeah,
you're dumb. If you really want the company you purchase your products from to control it, think about it like this: you buy a vacuum, okay?
Yeah,
and you know, you obtain this vacuum, and you have to provide proof that you purchased the vacuum. Otherwise, the vacuum won't fucking start. Could you imagine?
It's like that motherfucking juicer that needs Wi-Fi to function.
Yeah!
I forgot what it was called, but yeah, it's required by Wi-Fi, and then it also doesn't work with like other juice pouches. You got to get the specific juice pouch.
Yeah,
because it reads a fucking QR code to function. It's a juicer.
And then people hack that by copying the QR code to make it work. The QR code.
Yeah. Like, but no, do you get how ridiculous that is? Like, it squeezes a pouch.
Squeezes a pouch of juice.
You can do that with the pair of pliers or something. It squeeze. That you need Wi-Fi to squeeze.
I don't get it, bro. We live in the age of smart devices, but I feel like every time something comes out, it just gets more dumb.
It gets so progressively dumber.
Like, I don't get it, dude.
Oh, man.
It's like a phone that can't make phone calls. Not that you didn't pay your bill, you just don't have the ability.
Yeah, you don't have the ability to make phone calls.
You just can't. I bought my Samsung 24 Galaxy Ultra. It doesn't make phone calls, but it's super cool because I can text. It's like, what's the point of the phone?
Well, the real life equivalent to that is buying these $1,000 phones that don't come with a fucking charger.
Yeah, they say, oh, it's for environmental, like to be more green. I'm like, you're creating more of a problem because you're doubling the fucking packaging.
Yeah, you're about to be more green when I put you in the dirt. Because, bro.
Like, oh, you want to be green? How about you shut down your fucking sweatshops in China? That'd be real green of you.
That'd be very green of you.
And then when you mention that, they're like, oh.
Hey, but I need that to make the
money.
money.
I need to enslave young Chinese children to make your iPhone.
Yeah.
You tell anybody who's like an activist like anytime somebody has an iPhone, they're like, oh, you don't understand struggle. I'm like, bitch, you pay for an iPhone. There are 50,000 Chinese kids that are making 19 million more of those. Like, you live in the most privileged society imaginable, and you're saying you're oppressed while you're fucking drinking your $25 Starbucks coffee and you're $19,000 iPhone. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but I used to live off free Android phones.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't have a free Android phone, don't fucking talk to me about struggle. If you didn't make pizza out of white bread and spaghetti sauce and whatever cheese you had laying in the house, don't fucking talk to me about struggle. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, remember when your phone had minutes, dog?
Oh, man!
Minutes?
Bro,
I had a minute-based phone when the iPhone 3 or 4 was making its rolls, alright? Don't...
Oh, my God.
Let's not talk about struggle, alright? But...
No.
Man.
So, like the fact that like DRM is getting as bad as it is I can't, dude. I will literally strangle a man.
Like, it's... Because... For me, right, seeing all this happening and noticing that every time something of this matter occurs, I think to myself, like a goddamn fool, how could it get worse? And every single time,
they find a way.
Every single time, without disappointment, as sure as Halloween is to come next year, as it passes by, it happens. It happens over and over and over again. And you know what? What makes it even worse than worse is that not only it gets progressively worse, but it's one-upped in a way that I didn't even think it could before.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could make this a problem until you did. Like, it's so awful.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Baseline of it all should be, you're selling a product, I buy this product with my money, I own this product now.
Yeah.
That should be
the end all
line.
purchasing.
Bottom line.
Like, fuck me, dude.
But the monies.
But I'm a $1 billion corporation that has to meet a bottom line, otherwise...
Fuck.
Shut the fuck up.
Squid.
I don't...
Anyway, yeah, no.
Is it a kid or a squid? I can't tell.
Nah, dog, if we had audio going, you just... Fucking running into that squid on this island is the best thing, because you just be minding your business, running around, completely oblivious that he's there, and all of a sudden you just... And it's like fucking squid pops up, and it's like, shit! But, anyway...
I'd rather have Splatoon music play.
Yeah. But man, yeah, this episode really is just gonna be.
It's the heat.
Very much the dad side of the gamer of the gamer.
I'm mad about things I don't understand. I'm mad about things that don't make sense to me because I'm an older demographic. This is bullshit.
Yeah, Crouchy. This episode could be titled pretty Crouchy.
The Back in My Day episode.
Back in my day. Back in my day, I bought a full game. It was properly worked on.
Bro, back in my day, you bought a game, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Didn't have this DRM shit. Could pass the copy off to whoever the fuck I pleased.
Bro, I remember when Sony did the whole Xbox came out with their shit, and they're like, "Here, so you share games on PlayStation."
Yeah.
Gave them the game. I'm like, that's how it fucking should be.
That's how it should be, boys.
Like, I don't fucking understand it, bro. Okay, we need to stop.
Yeah, let's.
My blood pressure's through the roof.
Bro.
I feel like I'm gonna fucking have a cardiac arrest. Oh my god.
Bro, my fucking neck vein is sore. So much fucking yelling.
Oh my goodness.
This shit is outlandish. It's getting bad, y'all.
It's bad.
It's
like, I can't
it's
wait.
bad, actually,
again, wait for the day when your fucking toaster won't toast your toast because you didn't fucking plug it in the same outlet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a thing. Oh, that'll never happen. They can't get away.
Yeah, your house is gonna have to like get separate outlets for different companies.
Yeah.
Just for that one fucking object to work.
This plug won't work with this Intel based CPU. You've got to use the AMD plug over on the other side. It's like, what did you just fucking say to me? It's like you don't have I mean, you have a PC, but you don't daily drive it like I do.
Yeah.
When I try to run something, or when it asks me for administer privileges, I'm like, I fucking own you. I can't do that. It's like, what do you mean? I fucking paid for you. I own this device.
Literally the equivalent of, we need to speak to the manager, and it's just like, I am the manager. Just fucking...
Like, what do you mean?
Leave me alone. Why don't you do the things I pay for you to do? Yeah. No, it's...
Oh, bro, my toilet wouldn't flush until I paid $1.25 for the flushing fee. It's gonna happen. We joke about it now.
Yeah, we joke about it.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the day when I have to fucking pay a flush fee.
Probably
Mom,
about to
I
have
can't pay for the flush fee. Do you have $1.25? It's like, nope. You have to work and get that yourself.
Oh man. And the
Back
more
in my day, I could flush for free.
the more I think about how dystopian the world of the fucking Lorax was, it's almost seeming like we're heading that way. We're about to be having to pay for air.
Yeah. How bad can I be? I'm just helping the economy.
Yeah, just helping the economy, huh? Oh.
It's almost like people in charge don't know what they're doing.
Oh man. Anyway, enough with this depression. What's the next topic?
Games not being finished upon.
Fuck.
So Jedi Survivor and Redfall, two notable examples.
Yeah.
Released recently, and they're both only stuck at 30 frames a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Frame locked at 30?
I think in performance mode, Jedi can be 60. But Redfall is locked to 30 regardless. On consoles, at least. On PC, you can run it better because it's PC.
Yeah.
If you locked frames on PC...
Bro, if you locked frames on PC...
you're dead.
Like, somebody would actually hunt down your house and burn it.
I mean, people have threatened for less.
Yeah, threatened for less and done for less. But yeah, don't fuck with PC games.
So like it's been a big talking point lately. The concept of what is an acceptable frame rate and what is acceptable condition to buy your game in.
Yeah.
People are like, well, games are hard to develop, and it's like, I understand, but at the same time, developers, one, should be given the tools that they need to make the game properly, and
Absolutely.
two, marketing shouldn't be lying about a game's finished product, and three, you shouldn't be selling a product that's not fucking done to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's all about the money.
The money.
I need to make sure that I can pay my $1 trillion fucking yacht.
Somebody really defending the fact that the game is locked at 30 when it was advertised as something else?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's literally false advertising. Like literally lies to get sales.
Yes, it is.
I mean, because look. I mean, I'm not gonna go out here and say that frame rate ruins. Well, it can ruin a game if it's supposed to be one thing and is not that. If a game doesn't need to be 60 to be good, that's not it. I mean, it helps. It certainly helps. It does. But
so, modern games, definitely 60 should be the baseline. You should shoot for 60 regardless, because it makes clarity happen. The issue isn't just that it's locked to 30. Yeah. Both of the games suffer high drops. Like Jedi Survivor specifically. Apparently, people go, "Oh, it's locked to 30." It's like, no, it actually
supposed to be at 60.
Well. But sometimes apparently it hits fucking even lower than 30. It apparently can dip down to 12 in some instances.
My goodness, on console?
Yeah. And this is in 4K specifically. Yeah. Which, I mean,
well, in 4K, I don't really know too many console games that run the 4K because, they usually give the option of performance mode
But the selling cycle of these consoles, both Sony and Microsoft, are like, oh, it's good. You can play games at 4K 120. It's gonna be the most advanced console ever. Yeah. And then all the games that are coming out, even companies that third party like EA, who works with Respawn to make Jedi Fallen Survivor, and Arcane, who makes Redfall, both of them when the game launches, it'll be 4K 60. Because that was the baseline. It was 4K 60, 1080p, or so 4K 60. And then performance, which would be 1440, 1080 or lower, is performance mode, which would be 120 base.
Got you.
So all around, just fucking lies.
Yeah, no, that's really not cool.
No, it's bullshit.
It is blatant. Look, man, I don't know why. I do know why, but I've never found it. Lying to your consumer has never worked for anybody. Yeah. to that degree of success where it's worth it to try. Yeah. So I don't even know why companies have to continue to try to do so.
Yeah, like,
it's never worked out well.
No,
ever. It always backfires like a motherfucking shotgun.
And it doesn't help that there are people that defend it.
Yeah.
Like when Forspoken released, and that was the mess that it was.
Yeah.
People desperately like, oh, Forspoken is so good. It's got such a deep, explorable world. I'm like, you mean the 90 miles of desert and then the fucking one like dog enemy?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's got such a deep world.
One little shtick over there in the corner. Is that what you're talking about?
It's like people it's like Elden Ring had the same issue, you know. Like there was a lot in Elden Ring that just fucking was there just to be there.
Yeah.
Like and you know, a lot of open world games suffer from this, and people just kind of like brush it off like it's not a big problem. I mean, it is a big problem. If you're gonna tout how deep and open and just detailed your world is, don't fucking make it to where like your entire world
is a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you know, because details, right? Depending on who you ask, but mostly the consensus of details would be like, you're telling me this world is detailed, vast, expressive, all these things.
Yeah.
Usually that culminates with life. You know, this world has life flowing through it, all around. You're just gonna see those details, the world builds itself.
Yeah.
With enough detail. With that being said, though, you cannot say that your game does this.
Yeah.
And again, you go out there and walking around for 10 minutes and you find nothing.
Yeah.
But nothing.
It's like I brought this up last time or one time on about Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Where like there's a section of Hyrule like field that just it's nothing. It's literally nothing. You just exist. Like it's just a hole there. You know?
Yeah, and it's so. I mean, just from what it seems, the whole Jedi Fallen Order thing and the entirety of
take over.
Yeah, no, you good. The entirety of Redfall, or goddamn, why am I having a brain fart right now? What the fuck is the other game called?
Jedi. Redfall's just as bad. Like,
yeah.
Redfall was being marketed as being 60 frames from like conception, and it's 30 on console.
30
and not only that, but from what I'm understanding, a lot of people just don't like the game.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like it was just kind of pushed out, which sucks.
I mean, yeah, tell me something new. It's kind of the whole shtick and problem was going on now. It's just like let's push out what we can because they're gonna buy it.
Yeah, no,
and it's just like
it doesn't help that it's an Xbox property, so you know people are already gonna lambast it for that.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
it doesn't say from criticism. Like
it doesn't say from criticism, and honestly, there's actually been a couple of different like criticisms on games as of recent that just kind of haven't. Well, those have been valid and pretty decent and understandable takes.
Yeah.
A game that I just want to throw this in real quick. A game that kind of hasn't been having valid criticism to the extent as this though would be Tears of the Kingdom. A lot of people's criticism is the reuse of assets from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Basically labeling the game as DLC.
Well, okay, so that it's a game that's using the world from the last one.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it's strictly DLC if they change enough of it to make it worth it.
Yeah.
But that is a sentiment that I can't agree is troubling because if I'm being honest, if 90% of the world is the same, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. The point is how it's utilized now.
Mm.
So I can tell you from what I've discussed with some people in the game development department, a lot of times just out of pure time constraints or saving time.
Yeah,
not only saving time, but
saving time by reusing assets is a thing.
Yeah,
you'll see it everywhere.
Assets. Oh yeah, you'll see it anywhere and everywhere.
In Jedi Survivor, like I'm sure there, like Fallen Order, there's a ton of assets from Fallen Order that's in there. Yeah, there has to be. Same thing with like people like, oh, The Last of Us like is built from the ground up. I'm like, no, what the fuck, it's not. It's probably got so much from The Last of Us 1, you know, that is overlapped. I mean, why would you just like making assets is hard. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would you redo it every time?
No,
like
absolutely
not. There are people that legitimately think that every time a game is made, everything's made from scratch. Yeah. Nothing's ever reused again.
Certainly not the case.
You're a fucking idiot if you think like that.
My biggest thing with Breath of the Wild's criticism, though, is the fact that, you know, we just recently had another game that reused a ton of assets, and because of how differently they, again, utilized the assets that were reused or differently displayed or anything like that, this was not an argument used against the game, and that is the God of War Ragnarok. It was literally set in the same world.
Oh,
this argument was not brought up against him, though. This whole contingency against God of War for reusing assets was not.
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, was not ever harped on with a game for. I mean, just this one
in God of War. In God of War 2018, you explore 3 areas of the Norse mythology world. Mm-hmm. You explore Midgar, Vanaheim, and what else? There's like 3 that you explore.
Like Midgar, Vanaheim, and no, I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, I forgot. I might have already gotten it wrong.
Yeah.
I know that Midgar is the one where you like it's the snow.
Yeah.
Because that's where they live. They live in Midgar, which is the human world, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a Norse mythology expert.
Around there, yeah. You got to hit.
And then in 2018, you got to go to the rest of the realms, right? Was it all 7 or was it just 6 of them? I think it was all 7, wasn't it?
I think it was just 6, actually.
Was it? Let me fact check this.
Yeah, no, go ahead. But my point is, though, like, still there are tons of things reused in God of War. And that's why I said it just kind of depends on, like, how you utilize those reused assets, that I don't really necessarily find it a problem to
all 9 realms, that's what it is.
9 realms, yeah.
6 of the... all 6 of the realms in the first game and the... so you went to 6 realms in God of War 2018, I guess.
Gotcha.
And then you go to all 9 in the second game. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the majority of the game is reused then, because there's only 3 new realms.
Pretty much. So it's just the fact that... again, this argument is it's not being used in the light of progress. It's just being used in the light of hate, simply because I don't know. It's a Nintendo game, and Nintendo's kind of been fuck shits as of late.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, I understand the dislike for Nintendo and their practices. I get that.
Yeah.
Like I've always said, Nintendo makes good games, but they're a shitty company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's facts.
I feel like that's the sentiment for most people who play games, especially Nintendo ones.
Yeah, I just like I said, I just think it should be kept about even if you're gonna make this argument.
Yeah, I mean it's always preferential. My thing is better than yours because I prefer it.
Pretty much.
Like it's like Halo Infinite. Like, you know, I really wanted Halo Infinite to be good. And it just wasn't.
Yeah.
It just was not.
And it be like that sometimes.
It does, and it sucks because I want my games to be good, but I'm not gonna waste time on a game that is not gonna be as good as I want it to be. Yeah. Like I play Halo occasionally from time to time. It's just my love and drive to play the game more seriously is gone. You know? Like my friends, Battlefield 2042. This is a perfect example of a game that released way too fucking incomplete.
Yeah.
When I was playing it on PC, I got a like 10-hour demo, and I used like 2 hours of it. And I was like, I don't need to play this game anymore.
Yeah, it's just
like
I'm complete.
it was buggy. It was a mess. The character, like the loadout system was fucking stupid because it's hero based now. Like the maps were dog shit. The vehicle bugs, the hit detection, all of it was just awful. And my friends are big Battlefield fans, and they were excited for this game, and they were like, like, oh, like it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You're just being too critical. I'm like, this is literally unplayable. The fact that they paid $60, $70 for it blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And they're like, you just didn't give enough time. I'm like, 2 hours, I think, is enough time to play a multiplayer game and say, yeah, this is dog shit.
Yeah, no, 2 hours is plenty of time.
like
you gotta realize not only like what you can do in 2 hours, but look, here's the other thing that I'm kind of starting to like not really understand people's defense of like certain trash. It's like
the big defense is it will get better, and I'm like, that's true. Yes, it will get better. Like, Halo Infinite has gotten better since launch, but that doesn't mean it's a product I would have paid for. Thank God I have Game Pass.
Yeah. But,
like, I would not... Like, if I paid money for that game, I would be mad. Like...
And understandably so.
I'm mad about Call of Duty. I paid for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 because Modern Warfare 2019 was fine. I liked 2018, and I was hoping that Modern Warfare 2 was going to be good. And there's just not enough there. Like... Why do we have like 5 maps at launch?
Mm-hmm.
5. And I think we just hit like 10 or like 11 multiplayer maps at like months into the game.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like I don't get it.
It's I mean, it just comes down to, like you said, preference and complacency in the belief that these companies will care enough to fix the unfinished product that they released.
It should have been released broken in the first place. Like, I get shit because, like, oh, you're a hypocrite. You do this, you play this. It's like, I mean, I paid money for Cyberpunk. I play Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Like, I paid money for it. You know, and even with Cyberpunk having all the bugs, like, I still was able to enjoy it because I didn't experience that many bugs.
No?
So my experience with Cyberpunk wasn't as bad as other people's.
Yeah.
But I'm an outlier in that situation. So that
you certainly are.
I have to accept that, like, while I don't have a lot of problems with how the game played for me, all the rest of people who bought the game had tons, and there's documented experiences.
Yeah.
That doesn't just go away.
No, absolutely not. It's not a case of, you know, I am right because of this certain experience while everybody else is just crazy.
Yeah.
That would just simply be gaslighting and kind of being ignorant.
Yeah.
Ignoring, you know, all these things that other people has gone through.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just defend something like that.
Like, I am a big Halo fan. I love Halo. I played the shit out of Halo, fucking 2, 3, Halo 5. Halo 5 was one of my favorite multiplayer experiences of all time.
Yeah.
So it just baffles me that people are just okay with this.
Yeah.
But I think we've gotten heated enough. I think we need to progress to the next topic.
Yeah, what would that be? We kind of just covered it to... We converged a lot.
Gaming's from past to now. I think we can get a little bit uplifting. We don't have to be as salty.
Oh, man.
Because I feel like we're just going to talk in circles. If you know what, if you guys would want to hear more of a in-depth conversation on how we think games could be improved today, post a comment and we can talk about it next podcast.
Yeah, we'll go into it further because I will continue to be heated about it because there's so much that in gaming nowadays that just makes me angry, man.
It makes me mad, dude.
But Christian will keep me level-headed. I promise you.
I don't know. I've been getting pretty heated today. So.
Yeah, that's usually my job. You're stealing my shit. But
man, I'm sorry. So gaming for past now. We're gonna touch on the PS1, GameCube, and Xbox OG generation of games.
Got you.
So fucking. What did you have of the 3? You had a GameCube, I think, right?
Yeah, I had a GameCube and a PlayStation 2 a little bit later in life.
Yeah.
In this cycle. I guess this would also kind of be a good kind to bring up, you know, a little bit of handheld gaming because around this time handheld gaming was kind of
talk about the Game Boy, did we?
Kind of going in. Yeah. Game Boy was definitely the beginning. And
so for me, with I guess we'll talk about the consoles in a minute, but with the handheld gaming aspect, I was a Game Boy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a Game Boy. I got a Game Boy Advance.
Gotcha.
I didn't get a Game Boy. So I got my Game Boy Advance 2004, I think. I had Bomberman Max and some racing game. Those are my games like that.
Yeah.
I love Bomberman. But, yeah, I don't have much experience with the Game Boy proper. Like the OG Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I don't have a lot of experience with those.
Gotcha.
But I think the Game Boy is a very monumental handheld. I mean, for God's sake, it's what, the third most selling console of all time?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It had the original
it's like the
Pokemons.
PS2, Wii, Game Boy Color, and then the DS line, right?
Ooh, Google it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely up there in sales and up there in people's hearts.
Oh yeah.
Because just how much, it meant to take your gaming on the go.
Yeah.
Just to be able to have it in your pocket, pull it out, and just game then and there and have fun. Definitely a great product in my opinion. I had little experience with the Game Boy as well because I honestly never personally owned a...
Wow. So I was
Up?
wrong.
What?
So it's PlayStation 2 at number 1, but it's DS at 2.
Okay, that makes sense.
Nintendo Switch at 3.
Oh.
Game Boy and Game Boy Color at 4. PS4 at 5. PlayStation Original, the 1. And then the Wii.
Gotcha. Okay.
Man.
But, shit.
That is insane.
Yeah. I've never personally owned a handheld console, actually.
Really? You've never owned any like a DS?
No, I missed out on
PSP?
the DS, PSP.
Really?
Game Boy Advanced.
Man, I had a Game Boy Advance. I had a DS. I had a PSP. I had a 3DS, and then I had a 3DS XL, and obviously I now have the Switch.
Yeah.
Man, that's...
I would have to borrow that stuff from my friends because I didn't have the most fruitful of upbringings when in terms of money.
Yeah.
So a lot of my gaming experiences either come from family members or friends that were generous enough to let me experience those things with their own handhelds or consoles and stuff like that. But from what I remember playing, I was very fond of it, the idea of
cool.
handheld gaming and all that stuff. But, see, I certainly missed out on most of those titles that blew up from handhelds.
I mean, while I had the consoles, I didn't have a lot of games.
No?
Like, that's the thing. Up until once I was able to get my own job and pay for my own things, like, when I got something, I usually had, like, 1 or 2 games for a majority of the time.
Really?
And then I'd get more as time goes on. Like, a lot of my games I purchased were, like, pawn shop games.
Yeah.
Or, like, GameStop, I would trade in things to get a new game.
Yeah.
Because, as a kid, you don't make money. So.
Pretty much. But that's, damn, I really did just lose what I was going to say. Like, it was right there as I was saying it. That's crazy.
It happens.
Don't grow old.
Die young.
Yeah, die young, cowards. No.
No, we can't say that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
I think so Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Since you don't have a lot of connection, neither do I guess we can skip over. It's good. It's a monumental console. We just don't have personal experience with it. Game Boy Advance.
Absolutely respect
I love
it,
my
though.
Game Boy Advance. Mega Man Zero, Bomberman on that console is great. Pokemon Emerald, I don't care for. I don't care about Sin Owen. I'm not a Gen 3 boy.
Wow.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Like,
I'm not even that into Pokemon. I know that one's a hot take.
So my hot takes of Pokemon are Gen 1 is the most boring generation of Pokemon designs.
Interesting.
Well, everyone's like, oh, but Charizard, Mewtwo.
But Charizard.
I'm like, Charizard's a fucking fake dragon.
Uh-huh.
Mewtwo is a fucking, like, cat. He's a cat fucking psychic demon.
I always thought Mewtwo was a kangaroo.
He might be a kangaroo, actually. No, it's not. It's a good point. I thought he was more cat design, but maybe kangaroo. Maybe it's a mix. Regardless.
Yeah.
Most of Gen 1 Pokemon are just animals that they threw an element onto.
Yeah.
Here's a dog that breathes fire. Here's a fox that breathes fire. Here's a fish.
That breathes fire. No.
Like,
the fish splashes,
that's Gen 1.
by the way.
Gen 2 got a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
The most creative Pokemon in Gen 1 were like the Ghastly line, Muck was just a goo monster.
Yeah, it was just Apollicum.
Like, for God's sake, Ekans is just Snake backwards. Arbok is Cobra backwards.
Yeah, bro, they were popping off in the studio writing that shit down. I was like, this is fire, boys.
Like, Gen 2 got a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
With stuff like, Suicune, like, you have a lot more of Ghost type that came about. You have the EV lines, Espeon, Umbreon, stuff like that. There was a bit more creative there. Gen 3 still was the same, but had more creative stuff with, like, Metagross, And then Gen 4 popped off.
Yeah.
They were like, we're just gonna make shit.
They exploded.
And then, like, Gen 5, they were like, alright, trash bag, it's guys Pokemon. Fucking ice cream cone?
You bet.
Fucking,
like a Pokemon.
Gears!
You see that set of keys over there? It's a fucking Pokemon.
No.
And
I find that much more interesting design-wise, because it, like, how do you design an item to be a creature?
Yeah.
Do you just throw eyes on an item and call it a day? No. How would it design? How would it work in the world? And I feel like that's where later Pokemon designs really shine, because instead of it just being a fucking dog that breathes fire, it's a fucking trash bag that was created through people polluting constantly, and it just consumed the trash and gained sentience.
Yeah.
Like,
you definitely have a brighter take on the later designs than most people would. I
love a lot of later designs. I think they're so creative, because they use all the boring designs at the get-go.
Yeah.
They use the safe fucking lizard with fire.
I mean, well, let's be real. With it being basically pocket monsters and all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine somebody trying to like sell this shit back in the 1990s and all that type of crap. Come up to a board meeting and be like, "Yo, catch this water bottle that breathes gas," and it's just like, we're gonna make monsters out of this. It's like, nah. Like, they kind of needed to find and establish a decent niche in design.
It was a base.
Yeah, Gen 1 was definitely like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it safe.
But that doesn't save it from the fact that
it's bad. I mean, I'm not gonna blatantly say that like a lot of Gen 1 is basic. I wouldn't call it bad, though.
Oh no, I'd say it's bad.
I wouldn't call it bad. I feel like bad is a little bit harsh.
I mean, some of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. I love Growlithe.
Yeah.
And Arcanine. Some of my favorite Pokemon. But they're boring and they're bad designs.
Yeah, well,
like bad design. When I say bad design, like, obviously, we grew up with it, so we just accept it. But like, if I were to come out today, like, imagine Pokemon didn't exist, and I was like, here's a fucking he's a salamander with fire on his tail. He can breathe fire. Everyone would just be like, "Oh, isn't that just a dragon? Isn't that like that's just like Magic the Gathering? It's just like fucking Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's just what it is."
Yeah.
Like, like, there's the base. It doesn't save it from being boring, but it had to be there.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, is that view like simply a result of the product, changing and time changing and
fair point.
Things, kind of needing to differentiate more because there are more things that look like that product. You know what I mean? They just kind of had to differentiate, and also, you can't go back on what you already used.
Oh no, I mean,
so
that's not true. Megas.
You're right.
And Paradox Pokemon.
You're okay. No. All right. You got me there. But on that front though, it is still strives to change with what is in now. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a fair point. I get that. I do believe that at some point, like, it is nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, is Charizard a better design than newer Pokemon because it's a better design, or is it because you love it more because you grew up with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's a part where people get really caught up.
Yeah, in most of those arguments, I agree. Nostalgia
Like-
can be blinding.
Like I
You can be biased.
Chimchar, my boy. He's
Yeah.
the Gen 4 Firestarter. He turns into Infernip, which is a Sun Wukong design.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool guy. I can also admit, maybe he's not always the coolest Pokemon, because I mean, Greninja, my guy, freaking. I love the Gen 9 starter. Skeledirge is my boy. Fuecoco!
Fuecoco!
Fuecoco gang over here.
Fuecoco.
Get your Quaxley and fucking Sprigatito fucking out of here.
Yeah, it's all about the Fuecoco.
Fuecoco, my boy. He's like, oh!
Fuecoco is the boy. Not just our. He's our boy. He's our hero.
Also, Quaxley fucking isn't even any form of Spanish. At least Sprigatito and Fuecoco are Spanish derived.
Yeah, Quaxley just quacks. What a loser.
Fucking he evolves into a fucking flamenco dancer, I believe, is what his inspiration is.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Quaxley, fucking
Quack.
shut your Donald Duck looking ass up.
But yeah, no,
yeah.
It can all boil down to that. Yeah, I can see people definitely being blinded by nostalgia.
It's more nuanced than I'm making it out to be, obviously.
But I do think that like the change in time and influences that have made in the decisions of design have definitely been more of a factor than it was way back when.
Well, I mean, it's also just you have to be more creative now.
Yeah,
like you have to be. People that say that Charizard is more creative than modern Pokemon, it's just not true, because he's a lizard.
Yeah.
With wings and he breathes fire. That's his literal character design. Skeledirge is a crocodile, like he has like these bones on his design. He's got this little spirit bird. Like he's a ghost, He's got design elements that reference different cultures and stuff, and that's a better design than just lizard with fire.
Yeah. It is.
But people will argue that Charizard's a better design. It's like
no, not Charizard may be a better design than fucking
Quaxley.
Well,
fuck Quaxley.
Look, I was trying to think of a more recent, kind of third evolution, right? But Quaxley is just baby Donald Duck with just a hat. But
so, okay, we need to move from Pokemon. Yeah. That wasn't even the topic.
It wasn't. God fucking damn it.
But no, so let's go back to the main consoles, because that was really what we wanted to talk about this time. Let's do handhelds like in depth another time.
Sure.
So PS2, GameCube, Xbox. You didn't have an Xbox, I'm sure.
I did not. I had my daycare is actually where I got most of my Xbox play.
Really? I had a friend who had an Xbox.
Yeah.
I had a PS2 after I got my GameCube. I got my GameCube like 2001, I think. I got Luigi's Mansion and Melee.
But I was a year out the sack. Anyway.
No, you can't make me that old. Stop it.
Sorry.
But no, yeah. I think it was 2001. I got Melee and I got Luigi's Mansion. I didn't play Luigi's Mansion a whole bunch, but I did play Melee for like 3 days straight.
3 days straight?
That's how I remember it. I remember it being a haze.
My guy was in the paint, bro. He was going.
It was summer. I didn't have school.
Oh yeah, you had nothing better to do.
Yeah. So, and then, a lot of my favorite games, Mario Kart Double Dash, Sunshine, bro, yeah. Fucking Bomberman Generations. Oh, so many good fucking games, bro. If you want to hear some good music, listen to the Bomberman Generations soundtrack. Like, on God, that game is so good. And then PS2, Kingdom Hearts, fucking Jak and Daxter, fucking Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah.
Sonic Heroes was better on the GameCube.
Was better on the GameCube. Facts. Oh wait, I can't talk to you yet.
What else was on PS2? Like,
there's tons on PS2.
There's so much on PS2. So much.
Bro, we had
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Oh,
PlayStation 2.
Nightclub.
Fucking God. Wait.
Midnight Club, not Nightclub.
Yeah, not Midnight Club.
GTA,
Burnout.
San Andreas.
Yeah,
Burnout, bro.
GTA San Andreas. We've had let's see. I'm trying to think of what my family was playing specifically. We had a lot of the big fans of WWE in my household and family.
Really?
So we had a lot of the Raw versus SmackDowns. We also had tons of sport game. We had the Maddens, we had the NHLs actually. We had baseball. One of my favorite baseball games of all time is on PlayStation 2, the Bigs. Okay. It's a very exaggerated version of baseball.
Cool.
Really fun though. Funny as fuck.
Cool.
What else is on there? Oh, the Tony Hawk games.
Pro Skater 2, 3, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not to mention the other games I like, XX Tricky.
Bro.
All these
Zelda, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
Yeah. That era of gaming was that, you know what? I would actually go as far as to say that era of gaming, the GameCube, PlayStation 1 and 2, and Xbox definitely was like an era that I felt like companies cared to style their games. Like,
yeah,
it was all about pizzazz.
Yeah, no, like
style. Like
you had to catch people. Like you had to catch people with your designs.
And that might have came in tandem with the kind of like, rad and rockin' attitude of the early 2000s.
That's why people say Hi-Fi Rush was a few generations too late.
Yeah, no, Hi-Fi Rush is definitely showing up to the party late.
It definitely feels like an Xbox 360 game.
Extremely welcome in my eyes. Game was such a
why am I burping so
fucking much, fresh air.
Bro, it's so good.
It's fantastic.
Al sold Forspoken 3 times fold.
As it should have.
No,
As a what, $20-$30 game?
Yeah. But yeah, there's so much on this generation that I think is really formative for a lot of people who play games today.
Yeah, and not only a lot of people who play games, but a lot of people who make games today.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Hi-Fi Rush being an example of that. And most importantly, I feel like that generation was responsible for the formation of a lot of how indie games present themselves as well. Indie games usually present themselves in this like, hyper stylized, what's the word I'm looking for? My brain today has been...
It happens. Brain fog is set in.
So hard. But...
No, yeah.
Indie games usually represent themselves if they, have a certain style, a certain aesthetic and all that stuff in some really flamboyant and...
Yeah. I think it's because, like, people who played these games are now adults making games.
Yeah.
So a lot of their inspiration draws from what they played as kids.
Yeah. And this is definitely the generation
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio Future. Oh my god.
Definitely the generation where, the kids got into gaming.
Yeah.
Like gaming was already existent before, obviously. But this is where it was becoming regular for a kid to be a gamer.
I would argue that even then, I don't feel like being regular to play games didn't really take off until the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One era.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when majority of people, and I mean like majority of people, actually play games. But that generation's great. And then the generation right after it, I feel like, is also just so foundational for modern gaming.
Yeah.
Which is my next topic. But specifically about the PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360 generation really have laid down the foundation of where we are today.
It did.
The PS3 really sold poorly because we talked about this, I think, episode 1 of the podcast. But the Wii brought in the concept that anybody can play a video game.
Yeah.
Like, you got fucking Meemaw playing Wii bowling, bro. Like, you don't get much more inclusive than that, in my opinion.
Pretty much.
When you can have anybody play a game and understand it, you've got everybody attached. And then the Xbox 360 really popularized online gaming. Like, the Xbox original had it, but it didn't really take off till the 360 era. Like, think about how many games in the era of that generation of games were played online and were played on Xbox.
Yeah. Like,
majority of it was Xbox. Because that's just the platform, You had game chat, you had party chat, it was the Xbox had it down at that time.
Absolutely.
And not only that, some of the games that launched in that generation are some of the best. Like, for God's sake, you have Halo. You have Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach. You have Halo ODST. You have freaking Gears of War series, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I know people that are really big fans of Gears of War.
Yeah.
You have Resistance. You have Infamous. You have so many good games. Sly Cooper really took off in this generation with its second and third game on the PS3, or was 1 and 2 on PS2, and then 3 was on PS3.
I think 3 was on PS3.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Ratchet and Clank had a few games on PS3 as well, if I remember. There's just so many franchises that really
bloomed
on PS3 and Xbox 360 that it's just insane. And then Nintendo had fucking Mario Galaxy, some of the best games ever rated. You had Skyward Sword, which a lot of people now love but hated when it came out. You have, fucking Wii Sports, one of the best-selling games of all time. Mainly because it was a pack-in, but it's a game that I think literally everybody at some point has played Wii Sports.
Yeah, everybody has played Wii Sports. There's no way you haven't.
Like, if you haven't, I mean, you must have been born like yesterday.
Or something like that. Like, yeah, if you ain't fuck. Sorry, if you ain't played Wii Sports,
you can't say that.
Yeah, if you ain't played Wii Sports, Wii Sports is about like the equivalent of everybody has played tic-tac-toe or rock paper scissors.
Everybody's done.
Everybody has played
once.
Wii Sports. Everybody has played Wii Sports. Don't do it again, no.
But no, there's just so much. And then what I really wanted to zero in on is for this specific topic that I'm leading into now, since we talked about the generation, Xbox Arcade, Nintendo Wii Shop, and PlayStation Store to an extent. I don't feel like it was as prevalent with this, but the Wii Shop and Xbox Arcade, I think, were the strongest forces for indie games in this time period, and really drove home the concept of playing an indie game on your console. Like, let me put it this way: when you had a console, typically, if there was a game that was being sold that wasn't by a big publisher, it typically wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was what most people call shovelware. Now, there are exceptions to that. Obvious. Klonoa, I think, was a big one that was really popular during the time frame.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There are exceptions, but I don't think indies really took off as a home kind of console thing until this generation, because Xbox Arcade had indies, and that's where a lot of big indie games started. I mean, do you know what fucking Dust is? An Elysian Tale?
I know what Elysian Tale is. I don't think I've heard of Dust though.
It's the first type. It's the first part of Elysian Tale. It's about the dog dude. It's like a swordsman, and it's 2D.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an Xbox Arcade original.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's so many more. I have an Xbox 360 hard drive that has a ton of old Xbox indie games on it that I bought that I'd love to bust out one day. I'll have to see if I can do that. I have to get an Xbox 360 that takes a hard drive. And then you had the WiiWare with a lot of indie games on there. Like, some of my favorite that I can think of that I owned. There was the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles series really flourished on WiiWare.
Yeah.
There was a few games that I bought that were really indie games. I can't think off the top of my head. I don't have it. All of them got deleted, and there's no way to recover them anymore.
Shit, really?
Yeah, my family borrowed my Wii, and they just deleted everything because they don't know what they're doing, and then instead of asking me, they just did stuff.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah, it annoys me. But
I'm sorry for you.
Regardless, this generation really let smaller developers put their games on these consoles, and now we see indie games honestly sometimes are way better than AAA.
Absolutely.
I can think of a few games off the top of my head that I bought that are indie that I hold in higher regard than most modern AAA, like Hollow Knight. Fantastic fucking game.
Yeah, one of my favorite games of all time has actually climbed up to be Bloodstained.
Oh yeah, Bloodstained, that's Igarashi.
Yeah.
Enter the Gungeon is one of my favorite roguelikes. Hades.
Hades
technically was indie when it came out.
Yeah. And even now you can kind of go back and be, into some more indies that are oldies but goodies. So Minecraft, all these.
I mean, it was originally an indie, but now it's owned by Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, again, still originally an indie.
Yeah.
I still consider it, as indie.
I mean, Terraria.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Christ! Now you really got me thinking about a lot of indies. There's so many, and that's the good thing. Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's the indie, I think.
Yeah.
Like when people think of indie game, they think of Shovel Knight.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Bit Trip Runner. What's some more? A lot of Nintendo ones like Steam World, series of games.
Mm-hmm.
God, there's just so much there.
Yeah, no.
So much good
tons of indie. Oh. Don't know what the fuck I did there. Tons of indies. It started simply because of
companies letting them publish.
Companies let them publish, and
because if I remember the way the Xbox indie worked is that you could publish on the Xbox under indies for like $0 to like low cost. Like I think you could just publish on the indies because the arcade indie section was literally like it's like what early releases today. Where like you can say it's early release and people buying it have to understand that it is an early release game and that you're not paying for a product that is deemed as finished or big.
Gotcha.
Obviously the big portion is what focus on indie. So you could really kind of go free reign. And a lot of indie games on Xbox also use their avatars. So like they had a game creation tool that people could use. And that's where a lot of that came from. And a lot of people may have gotten their start through that. Castle Miner Z was a big Minecraft clone that really was on Xbox way before Minecraft.
Yeah.
I played it on PC recently. They re-released it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think?
I mean, it's
Minecraft.
It's off-brand Minecraft.
Non-Minecraft. It's low-fat Minecraft.
There's even a game that I played on Xbox 360 indie that is coming out again soon, or not soon, but whenever the developer can finish it, because I think it's like one dude.
Yeah.
It was Epoxy. It was a DayZ for Xbox 360. Like back when DayZ was still a mod. It wasn't even a full game of its own. Like it was still a mod downloadable through Arma.
Gotcha.
Which was huge. Like it was a relatively small map, but like you could join random lobbies of dudes and you like it was so cool back in the day, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
And the dude who made that game, he's making it again for PC. And I'm super, super excited to see stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that generation really just kind of exemplified just the power that a small creative team can have to make something.
And yeah, now that indie developers, I feel like are more recognized than fucking AAA developers now because of how much work they've been putting in over the years and how reliable they usually tend to be.
Well, with a AAA developer at this point, people have kind of, I feel, accepted that AAA is not going to be, polished or anything. It's going to update. But if you get an indie game that comes out and it's not polished, you're going to have a lot less people buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine if Hollow Knight came out and it wasn't polished.
Yeah, for facts. I mean, but then that also like begs the question or an issue. It's like, so what exactly should we do for AAA companies to, get off their ass?
The only solution is to not buy things.
Yeah.
But if we don't buy things, then they're gonna be like, oh well, nobody bought this product, so we're not gonna make it.
We're not gonna do it anymore. Yeah.
Like the honest to God only solution we have is to just not pay for things, or to just not buy from that company at all until they release products that are worthy of buying.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's going to do that because
it's that product, it's that name.
Well, not only that, but like more often than not, and this is what people don't like. When I say this, people kind of look at me like, "What do you mean?" People who buy a majority of games aren't people who like playing a majority of games. And I know that sounds weird.
Hold on, no, don't just give me a second. I'm processing it, just like breakfast. Hold on. I got you.
I can elaborate.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, the whole Activision Blizzard drama, PlayStation's like, we can't survive without Call of Duty. Like, you know why?
Yeah.
Because a majority of people who buy, like this is just as a general, more casual players of video games buy the PS4 or the PlayStation because it's a familiar brand.
Mm-hmm.
And those people, majority of the time, buy games that they've played before. Like, so your sports, your Call of Duties. Those are the games these people buy.
Yeah.
Because they're people who don't buy into a lot of games. They buy the 3 games they like, and that's all they buy. Because that's all they play. So, of course, you're going to have a large install base of these games because people who don't care or don't follow news like this aren't going to care. They're going to be like, okay, well, why does this matter to me? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I just buy my game and I play. They don't care outside of that. So they're always going to sell. Regardless of what me and you and majority of other people do. Because while we like to think that we have more power than we do, the casual market will always outperform us.
Yeah, facts.
So, unfortunately, that's just how it is. I wish it was different, but that's just how it is. So,
It do be like that.
I think we've been going for almost an hour and a half, maybe more.
A little bit. It's been a minute.
I can actually, you want me to really quick check?
Yeah, go ahead.
See where we're at.
Pop off.
See if we want to. Oh God.
You good?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're right at an hour and 30 minutes.
Gotcha. That's a healthy chunk.
Yeah. I honestly felt like we went on too long with the fucking Jedi Survivor.
Look, man, we are gamer dads. Okay,
Yeah.
we got some strong opinions and some strong feelings. Cause
yeah, I mean,
look, everybody, it's good to.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it.
No. Listen. Look,
yeah.
your feelings as a consumer.
I'm looking at them.
They should be valid.
They're in their box. They should be.
In their box. Nah. They need to be utilized.
Yeah.
Because again, the only thing that we want truly here is for the games that we love, even the games that we hate or don't play or even disagree with. We want these games and the gaming economy as a whole.
Yeah.
To succeed.
Yeah, of course.
Because we love gaming. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
So,
it's my favorite hobby.
Yeah. So if, things can get a little ranty, a little heated and a little bit angry about some things sometimes, that is, simply because these things are not things that have frustrated only us for a long time, but
I feel like a lot of people,
a lot of different gamers, and they just kind of don't tend to put voice to it as they should. I don't think we express it enough. Yeah, the vocal minority that doesn't want to help anything is usually the only ones that get seen and get heard. But I would like that to change personally. Right. I would like for those with valid points, those with helpful intentions, those that want to see this market change in respectable and progressive aspects should be heard.
Right.
But that's not going to be the case if those with good intentions hold their tongue, So we got to be out here. We got to be out here expressing our grievances and our anger with these companies and how things are running, because ain't no way anything else is going to change.
Right.
It's got to start with talk, and then it's got to progress into action. So, with that being said, with your grievances with video games, if you have any, and the way things are functioning and panning out, do it with kindness and good intention. Yeah. Even if it frustrates you to literally no fucking end.
The last thing you need to do is to threaten people's lives.
Yes. The last thing you need to do is be toxic. Be part of that loud minority.
That if they don't get the thing the way they want it, they're gonna show up at some dude's doorstep and threaten to murder him, his family, and everyone he's ever loved. That shit's wild.
We don't need that shit. All right, we already got people that's still on the whole shtick that video games make people violent, or video games is a waste of time, or this and that. We don't need all that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody here wants that.
Right.
So be expressive. Discuss your grievances You know, make them loud, make them proud. Just also be sure to make them.
Yeah.
Be sure to make them proper. You know, let's not go out here and try to skull fuck people.
Don't just say insert bad because I think it bad.
Yeah. No. Give genuine criticism.
Yeah.
Give believable criticism. Don't be out here being outlandish.
That's the thing. Give believable criticism.
Don't just be straight up out here like I hate Xbox because
I hate PlayStation
the way they do. Yeah,
I hate PlayStation because they put lesbians in my games. It's like, why? Why is that a problem for you?
Yeah, we're not the Bud Light community. Come on. Calm down.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh my god.
But again, you know, putting out these grievances and these problems that we have with these companies, and it needs to be done in this way, in discussion, in willing to listen, in willing to learn, and again, willingness to see your hobby become better.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. It's a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big focus on making games competitive and making it a job because if you know, everybody wants to be the next esport champion.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be it. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
Like I'm decent at video games, but I'm not. I realize that I don't have the care nor the time nor the patience to play a game so much that I know every ins and outs.
Yeah, I mean, because look, and I mean, if this hasn't been obvious, we're dads.
Yeah.
And
I have a job. I have a child.
There are some dads who can do all that stuff. Not all of them.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, though.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can for this industry that we feel will be effective.
Yeah.
You know, in the manner that we can manage and still be the dads we need to be.
Because I mean, you know, I work, I do things. At the end of the day, I still need my personal like hobbies, or else she'll go crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And even if we don't, you know, consider this gaming as you know, just more than a pastime or anything that we really enjoy. We can you know, even still, we can give valid points, valid grievances, and want better for this.
We shouldn't have to
industry.
give every moment of our day to playing and living in video games to have opinions on them.
And that's the bigger point that I want to stress about, even with whenever, you know, I get stuff going for my own channel. I actually want to do a segment called it'll be titled you know, this is for anybody. You know, anybody can play this. So you know, because I do want to stress the fact that like video games can be for anybody. Anybody can get into a video game. You don't have to be afraid of nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's an interesting thing to do. Yeah, that's
because again, that like gaming as a hobby of mine still is very much a passion of mine as well. I love this industry and I love all that it brings and all that it can bring. The lessons that we learn from video games, the time that we spend with each other and even strangers across the world in video games, it's valuable.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's room for everybody to discover this value.
Yeah.
And I want it to stay as valuable as possible without us as consumers getting fucked over. So
no, yeah, for sure. I feel like that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, so again, if we want to see better,
we gotta do better.
We gotta do better.
Yeah.
We gotta discuss better. We gotta behave better. Personally. And we gotta expect better. We gotta want better, y'all.
Yeah.
Can't settle.
Like with this podcast. I want the audio to be better.
I want the audio to want it to fucking work.
I want it to be shit up.
But again, guys, I mean, let's be better and expect better so we can get better out of the things we love. Yeah.
I'm changing the name of this episode to Roller Coaster of Emotions.
Roller Coaster of Emotions.
But no, I agree. The sentiments are exactly how I feel. Like, I do get heated. I do have controversial takes. I'm a human. You know, I have things that I do that not everybody agrees with.
How fucking dare you?
Like, I'm very much controversial when it comes to some of the opinions I share. And I feel like that's important to have. Because, like, if you go through your entirety of life with no one opposing you, you have it too good.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah. Like, your ass is living high. That's
like, if you live in an environment where everybody just tells you you're perfect, nothing's wrong, you've never done anything wrong, you have it better than anybody else that you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fact.
For sure. That is not to say, though, that if you are living a life where, you know, somebody criticizes you for your benefit, that's not a bad thing.
It's always hard to distinguish, but that means
it's hard to distinguish, especially at the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
But it is also very good to have those people.
Yeah. Being able to balance yourself out, and I feel like that's what the gaming industry needs. We really need to balance it out.
Fuck, I gotta go back up there.
But as we're wrapping up here, I guess we'll kind of give some final thoughts and kind of go over what we plan to do for next podcast.
Yes, sir.
So I do think productively there's a lot that I want to change, or I want to see changing in gaming as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, just in general, because like with gaming, it's such a powerful medium to explore stories and ideas. And one of the things that I get it, people like these things, but I don't, is like, why are we limiting ourselves to realism? Like, that's something I want to go into my channel, is the concept of realism versus realistic.
Gotcha.
I do want to have this like video series where I kind of dive into topics, and kind of give my viewpoint on them in a bit more of a editorial style. Like you know, Minecraft, something I want to talk about, really like competitive versus casual, and this topic specifically, with realism and realistic does not equal our real life. Like, realistic can mean a lot of things thematically. Like I said in Hi-Fi Rush, one of my videos I put out, like, Hi-Fi Rush is realistic in the sense that these characters are grounded in the world that they live in.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not make it true to our life. You know?
Yeah.
You can have realistic themes. Like, it's back to the Neil Druckmann topic. Like, he said, like, oh, if you have any of these things, it's inherently political and you have to lean into those politics. Not true.
Oh, shit.
Like, you can have these themes and they can be realistic in the setting and they can have meaning, but they aren't real to our life. You know, it's impossible to just claim that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I want gaming to do better,
mm-hmm.
because I like gaming, but at the same time, you can't expect things to get better without doing something to make them better.
Absolutely.
And that's hard because you know, we can only do so much as consumers to change the state of our purchasing power, obviously. So with that concept in mind, you know, the obvious conclusion that most people can draw is, with my ability to purchase, what can I do as a consumer to make things better on a whole?
Yeah.
You know? I was going somewhere with it. like
I was letting you cook. This nigga was speaking to the heart.
I want things to be better. And it's just hard to do that without really being able to do it yourself, I think.
Facts.
So, I don't know. I've rambled on enough. When I make that video series, you can definitely tune in and let me know. But yeah, that's something I want to start at some point soon. I've just been collecting a lot of B-roll for that.
Yeah.
And that is a large majority of the files on my computer at this point.
Gotcha.
Another thing I want to talk about is music and gaming and how it's vastly more important than people realize.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I feel like that's been talked about a lot. But
I don't think it's been talked about enough.
I mean, yeah. I think with music and gaming, it's such a vital point of creation in terms of like just theming and everything. Like without music and gaming, we wouldn't have the things that we enjoy from gaming. The themes, the characters, all of it is so important with music.
For sure.
Yeah, we need to wrap up.
Yeah. Because
so next week, what do we want to talk about? We'll talk about the next generation. So it'd be PS4, Xbox One. Which I think we have most recent memories with.
Pretty much, yeah.
What else?
Let's see, PS4, Xbox One.
I guess the Wii U would be included.
Yeah, Wii U would be included. And I actually have some pretty choice things to say about the Wii U.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually not as... Well, actually probably controversial because most of them, in my opinion, I feel like are more positive things on the Wii U than what people would give it. But...
Definitely don't want to spoil too much of what we want to talk about next week.
No, for sure. We can talk about music and gaming, though, because I have a lot of that. I have a lot about that, too.
Things to look forward to next episode.
Yeah. Write that down.
You know what? How about we talk about, since this is something that we're doing on YouTube, let's talk about YouTube and gaming and content creation and gaming.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just got really pissed with that puzzle. I hate that fucking...
I'm just going to write fuck you now.
Fuck me. Fuck him.
Fuck us?
Question mark? No, I got really frustrated at that damn puzzle. I hate it.
Content creation and gaming.
Yeah.
And then we'll look up some more like video game, like recent release stuff that we can talk about.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think I want to end off this episode specifically with, if you guys like the content here, the podcast, if you guys enjoy this, hopefully it sounds better for you guys. Please, again, let me know.
Yeah,
please. Comment. I want you in comments. If this episode's audio sucks balls, call me an idiot.
Yeah, blame Christian. Fuck that guy.
Say you moronic baboon, smooth-brained idiot can't balance audio and can't make this work. How?
Or on the other side of the spectrum, if the audio is just fine, please leave a comment saying eggs and bacon. Please.
Also, let us know if there's anything specifically that you would want us to talk about.
Oh yeah.
If you want to hear our opinions on something in gaming, let us know. I mean, we would love to do that.
Yeah.
Any just real Now I'm getting the brain fog. Any real just like ideas you have for what you'd want us to talk about, I would love to hear.
Yeah, because we're mighty open.
Yeah.
As you can tell, sitting here discussing these things, even though the discussion is between the two of us, we would love to discuss things that you guys want to see and hear. Because that's what this is all about as well, is not only giving out our opinions, our grievances, and our joys with gaming, but y'all as well. We want to be a voice for as many people as possible. Yeah. Because I personally, what I would like to do with this cast is be kind of a grounds where everybody can come here and real meets real without the extreme toxicity that differentiating opinions can bring.
We want to be who's a good example?
Who's like a good example?
General podcast idea like that, but for gaming, like just general, like fucking not H3H3.
No, God no.
We want to be the opposite of that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we gonna be our own goddamn thing. Goddamn it, we want to be us. That's what we want to be. We want to be us, and we want y'all to be y'all with us.
Yeah.
So
if you have a hot take in gaming, if you have whatever, just let us know. And if we do get comments on this, I think a segment I would like to add is one episode per episode.
Yeah, one.
We have commenter question or topic of the day.
Yeah, commenter topic.
We dedicate, like, we'll shout you out and all that, and we just reference, like, hey, this is a topic that this person brought up that we think would be fun to talk about and that we think would be enjoyable to talk about.
We will label this segment "Ask Your Dad."
Is that what we want to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck it, man. Yeah, no, just like leave it in the comment. If we feel like it's something that we would really like to talk about that hasn't already been talked about, that's another thing. If it's something we've already talked about, I'll do my best to let you know in an episode that we bring it up. But if it's something we've already talked about, we probably won't go over it. But if you give enough a reason for us to dive back into the topic, we will consider it for sure. But if it's something we haven't talked about and it's something that we would find fun to talk about, I'm open to anything, really. I think it'd be fun regardless.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a good time. And that's all we're here for, y'all.
And speaking of time, our time is definitely coming to a close on this episode. I appreciate everybody who has enjoyed the past 2 episodes. They have been some of the most viewed content on the channel as of recent, but we will at some point, I think, we're shooting for episode like 6, I think, is when we're going to move everything.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So you may get a few more episodes on my channel of this, but once we get everything figured out, we're moving it all over to a new channel. So if you guys want to keep up with that, when it happens, I'll let you know. We'll post all the stuff. So yeah, if hopefully we can get that settled then. But as to what we've got cooking in the oven as of now, I mean, you already have told what your plans are. You just haven't been able to put it out yet.
Yeah, not just yet.
But for me, so I'm finishing up Pokemon Violet. I just put out all of Hi-Fi Rush. It's uploaded and it's coming out this week as of recording. The final episode will go up this Friday. So that's all coming out. For sure. Guaranteed 100%.
Sick.
I'm finishing Pokemon Violet. That's going to go up the rest of this month. Minecraft is also coming out intermittently. That'll be my weekend uploads. So every Saturday, Sunday, you're getting new Minecraft. But after Violet, I'm not going to stick to any like new games. I want to cover Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know if I can. So, in the meantime, I'm going to do Dead Rising.
Oh, okay.
So, Dead Rising 1, as soon as I finish Violet, I'll start on that. And then for Dead Rising 2, I'm going to have a buddy of mine play with me. So, when I get that going.
Nice.
Dead Rising is one of my favorite franchises, so hopefully I can make these videos and make them fun, and you guys can enjoy that. So that's what's to look forward for. Oh my God.
Sorry, y'all. He just died. I had to resuscitate him.
That's what's.
Hold on. He's still having a stroke. Let me.
Language is difficult to speak.
Yeah.
That is what you can look forward to exclusively coming from me in the future. So we're gonna cut it here. It's been a fun episode. It's been a heated episode.
Man,
I feel exhausted.
Bro, I say our age really has shown this episode. That's for sure.
But yeah, as always, I'm your host, ShloobGoob. You can check me out on YouTube and Twitch under that name exactly. And I've got here my co-host,
UltimateAngelo, guys.
What you can find him on.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube.
Speaking of that, do you have any plans to stream at all in the future when you get the means to do so?
Oh yeah, no, I'll be streaming on YouTube. I'll probably be streaming on Twitch as well. But
okay,
I've mainly been thinking starting on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's good to pick one platform. I wanted to do YouTube as a streaming platform. It just kind of depends on how you prefer having your content. Because it does mess with your algorithm, I believe. Yeah. So it may be something that you want a second channel to stream on, or you want... Like, that's why I'm doing Twitch instead of YouTube, is because I want to separate the content, but I have a VOD channel to upload all the streams so that people who miss it can still watch.
Got you. Yeah, I figure.
So yeah, but that's everything we have for you this week, guys. Hopefully it has been a fun episode. Hopefully it hasn't been as much as a mess as I feel like it has been.
Oh man, I feel like, okay. I mean, it's been everywhere, but I feel like it's been mostly consistent with.
Yeah.
we just had a lot to say, y'all.
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck, if that ain't the point of a podcast, what is?
True. Yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, this is the Gamer Dad Podcast, and we will catch you guys next time. We really need to work on an outro and an intro phrase, don't we?
Do we?
I guess. I don't know. I'd like one. I like that. Thank you for watching, and we're out.
Absolutely. Love y'all.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, but I don't know any of you.
Huh?
I guess I love you, like, somewhat, as a friend. No benefits.